Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I am joined by two of my top two people in the world on this podcast.
Wow. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it started off.
I shouldn't have had to. Yeah, sorry about that.
Sort of started qualifying.
You want me to do it again?
A little bit. Nah,
happy
we're
to.
here now.
No.
We're in. Go.
And you're just going to be in a bad mood for the rest of it, Stephen. Is that right?
I will be. We're pot committed. Let's go. Come on.
All right. Two of my favourite guests on this podcast, the top two favourite guests of all time. It is the great, the legend that is Dave Lawson. Welcome back.
Number one, baby.
Hey, yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
One.
You're the opening act.
And the incredible national treasure that is Stephen Curry.
Oh, man, yeah.
Stop looking behind yourself. You know you're a national treasure.
Number two.
Nash Treasure.
Treasure. Well, I'm sorry for upsetting both of you off the bat, but
no, mate.
Not
me.
No, thanks for joining me in isolation. And Dave Lawson, you're wearing a wonderful bow tie right now.
Yeah. Got the bow tie and the stethoscope, obviously.
Obviously.
I thought I'd dress up.
Goes without saying.
I've got my lumber jacket on. That's not.
That's nice.
It looks good because you buttoned it up. It's nice. It's a nice touch.
I might button it up further. I'm going to button it up right up to the top to really class it up for you.
Right
Sammy.
over the top. Yeah, it's really nice. It's going well. Well, I'm wearing kind of like a cardi white shirt feel, which isn't very business-like, but it's very podcast-like.
Hey, now, Sammy.
Yes.
Sammy, can I just ask, is this the first three-way Zoom you've done?
This will be the first Sunday episode, the regular episode of the three. How do you guys feel being the first? And I mean, we've spoken through GarageBand and everything so far. We're working through the issues. How do you guys feel being the first?
I mean, I feel pretty great. You taught me how to use GarageBand about an hour ago, Sammy. So I'm feeling I'm coming towards I'm headlong towards the future, and I'm loving it.
You're loving it. What about you, Dave? Are you loving it?
Yeah, mate, I'm loving it. I'll just give you a heads up. I've got a 9-year-old downstairs left to his own devices, so he's probably learning how to swear on YouTube right now. So
how-to guide.
He's how to swear.
Well, last time, Stephen, you came on the podcast, we're talking about that you introduced Dave Lawson and I.
I did, didn't I? And you reminded me of that at the aquarium.
At the aquarium.
Dave and I went for a lovely day at the aquarium with our offspring.
Yep.
And we thought we'd just go undetected, under the radar. And who would be there basically holding the shop up but Sammy Peterson.
He was working the gift shop.
Working the gift shop.
You were working the gift shop. I think he might have even given us a free
we got something.
Diver. It was like
we don't need to mention that.
Scuba diver. No, sorry, you charged.
That's right.
For a scuba diver.
That's right.
The bath toy. It was a bath toy.
Bath toy. Scuba diver. It was great.
Love those. I think did you get one each?
Landfill, but I believe we did.
And I believe you love it to this day.
No, we had one to share between us. So
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, wasn't it?
Was that in the roster?
Yeah.
Or we just have a bath together, and that was probably the better solution.
Which is pretty common occurrence too. Let's be frank about that.
How did both of you meet? Because you guys have known each other for a long time. Do you remember the first time that Stephen Curry and Dave Lawson coexisted?
Tell them, Steve.
Tell them, Steve. Yeah. We did an ad for a beer that you won't have ever heard of called Piss.
Really?
And it came out of the Geelong Brewery, David.
Yep, the Great Britain Piss.
Great Britain, that's right. But and it was anyway. So we did this ad for a couple of ads, but basically broke all of the laws for alcohol advertising. This ad, didn't it, Dave? That was
the campaign.
The conscious kind of hook of it was that it broke every single one of the laws. Like you're not allowed to be seen to be having a better time than you were having before you were drinking.
Got to be over 24. Appear to be over 24.
Right.
Appear to be over 24. Not appear to be more attracted to the opposite sex when
can't be intoxicated.
When you are drinking. Have you got whiskey in that cup, Sammy?
That's just a bit of coffee. It's piss. It's piss itself. I'm advertising right now.
He said it pretty quick, didn't he, Dave?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I quite believe it, but anyway, that's right.
I think
fine.
in this during like a pandemic like this, I don't think there's any rules.
You think whiskey's okay?
No.
You're not an alcoholic. You're just in isolation.
Well, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
I'm not going to drive.
Yeah, no. So can I say your pandemic microphone looks a lot better than my pandemic microphone, David? So I'm going to assume that my voice is going to come through pretty tinny.
It sounds. That's
Sounds
all right,
good.
mate. Sounds like you're under the floorboards. It's nice.
Where'd you get that? You're like John Laws. What is that thing?
I can't say, mate, where I got it.
Can't say.
Okay. All right. John Laws.
So
Sammy P might have given it to you for free at the aquarium.
Oh, God.
Well, maybe. All right, I'm gonna have to come clean. Maybe Sammy P did give it to me.
Is this is an outrage.
This.
So don't so.
No, it is so. It is so. I gave it to him. I'll come clean. I gave it to him, and I haven't regretted it until right now when you try and make me feel bad about it, Stephen, by getting so upset.
Well, my 44th birthday was in February, so I know what you're going to be getting me as a belated birthday present.
Do you know what?
Exciting.
I love microphone. Yeah,
you get a really fancy microphone once you've done, how many is it? 15 podcasts?
15% of all podcasts.
Here we
Once
go.
you do 15%,
well, what about for being the guy who was in the first Confessions of the Idiots?
Okay. Well, that does bump you up a little. That bumps you up to 12%.
First ever.
Dave's still at 15. All right. First ever.
First ever. So
yeah, he's first ever, Dave. Sorry. I forgot to tell you that. I was going to call you before the pilot.
And it's up to like 62 episodes now or something, isn't it? So that's first ever.
No.
What?
Keep going.
124.
Keep going,
I was going to say 124.
Is that what you just said? Yeah, just double it. Just double it, Stephen. Goodness.
My research team has let me down there. Damn it.
I just don't want this to drive a wedge between us, Sam. You brought us together, and I don't want Sam to drive us apart.
No.
So
I've been very manipulative with how I've been talking so far.
Yeah.
Steve, you can borrow my microphone whenever you need, mate.
Can I? Thank you, David.
Do the same bath toy roster. You can have it on Mondays. What was it? Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
It's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, which left that errant seventh day, and we'd sort of take it in turns to take the thing. It worked out quite well. And then one day we started punching on over it, and we realised that things were going pear-shaped in our relationship.
Well, it'll be great for the podcast as well. We can record your bit, Stephen, and then you can drop it off to Dave. Especially when you guys are on together, it might make it a little bit complicated, but I think we can probably work it out.
It'd be fine. But you guys are working, Sammy.
You guys have been thick as thieves ever since. And today, when this podcast comes out, so this comes out on Sunday, and this would have been the night before would have been your last show at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Oh, rub it in, Sammy.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I hate bringing stuff up like that.
That's it.
It's still pretty raw.
But Dave posted photos. Dave posted photos the other night of.
He doesn't know about that. He's not on Instagram. He's not on Twitter. He's not on Facebook. He's not on anything.
I don't exist.
You can say anything you want about him, and he doesn't know about it.
Yeah. You know how like famous people who like put their things on Instagram or whatever, apparently, but they've got a handle that might be something like the real Russell Crowe or whatever. Yeah. Well, when you degrade like me, and there's a basketballer who's super famous who has your name.
Oh yeah, Steph Curry.
Instead of like the real Stephen Curry or whatever, I would just have Stephen Curry, not the basketballer. Will be my handle. When I actually get on there, I'm going to get on there one day.
Get on there, mate.
What's going to get you on there? What's going to be the breaking point to actually get you on the social media?
I think if my Q score dips another 4 or 5 points, I'm on. Do you know what a Q score is, Sammy? Do you know what a Q score is?
What's a Q score?
Q score is like
the basketball term.
A celebrity rating. It's pretty brutal, and I've never seen what my Q score is, but it's not going to be good. My brother pointed out that my IMDb score is 22,441, and just to give you a little clue, lower is better, like in golf.
Okay, sure.
So one is the person who is most relevant to IMDb. 22,000, whatever my one was, probably says that I'm not as relevant as I thought I was.
Wow.
So he told me it with relish. He told me it with great relish too. I might say, my brother.
It's like how I brought up the comedy festival before.
Telling me. Yeah. With
that nasty sort of vibe.
Shit-eating grin. Yeah.
No, but you guys. So you get to play the great Wormy in Dave's Shed Show, and for people that don't know, Dave's Shed Show is on YouTube.com. I was watching some episodes last night, and there's a fantastic episode with Jimmy Giggle in particular.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And Wormy is trying to get the audience to say fuck.
Get Jimmy to say fuck.
Yeah, get Jimmy to say fuck.
Yeah.
So for you guys, are you going to be bringing this back after the pandemic? Is there going to be another opportunity to see Dave's Shed Show and Wormy in action?
Look, for me, it's not dead. I mean, Steve, Steve has never agreed to it. I've just told him you're on.
Still don't.
Right.
I still don't agree to it.
Don't agree to it.
He basically says, meet me in the shed in 3 days' time. I go, is it the show? And he says, I can't tell you what it is, but just be prepared and bring the worm. So
yeah, great. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'll get into the shed and there'll be Rob Sitch or Jimmy Giggle, Sullivan Stapleton, Sarah Snook. You know, some big names of the industry that you want to be able to be prepared.
Some titans.
For. And basically I just rock up with absolutely nothing.
So there's no script for Wormy?
No.
Oh, no script for Wormy, mate. No script for Dave. No script for anything. It's live. It's seat of your pants stuff. Sammy.
Oh, my God. Well, it's a wonderful show and definitely worth checking out. It's fantastic. But would there be any shed show opportunities, do you think, in isolation? Would something like that work? Or is it the live
We've talked about it. I mean, the audience is a big part of it. And we've talked about ways of maybe resurrecting the shed in in a pandemic format. But
of course.
Now, look, at the moment, I don't think there's any shortage of people making things. So
yeah, that's true.
You know.
That's right. That's some very desperate performers out there just going. It's like there was a cartoon in the Age a couple of years ago about what would happen if social media broke down, and you got this picture of this woman on the side of the road holding out a cake saying, "I baked a cake," as cars go past. And there's a lot of people out there just baking cakes and letting the world know all about it.
You looked at me when you said that, but
yeah. That's right. Yeah, you, mate. You, Peterson.
You've got to do whatever you got to do to get through. That should go on a T-shirt.
Yeah. That should. That's a good quote. Do you own
with
that
the little stumble too? With the little stumble, you've got to do what you need to do to get through.
Are there a few dashes in that? In the
couple of dashes, couple of dots.
Yeah.
You like Morse code on a T-shirt.
Whatever you want. Couple of dashes, couple of dots. Yeah. Well, in isolation, I have had the opportunity to find some great online confessions, and that was one of the funnest ways I've ever done. To get really into it, thank you so much. Because the first confession, guys, comes from Harriet. Harriet writes.
I like her already.
Like her already? Dave, you on board as well?
Yeah.
She sounds lovely.
She sounds nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hoping that at some point the stethoscope is going to be brought into use. I'm hoping.
I'd imagine it's not accidental, Sammy. So let's just see how this plays out.
Quite often, I do something that I cannot explain.
Same. I got caught doing it last night.
You got caught doing it?
Mm-hmm. I've been self-isolating 3 times a day, Sammy, so it's working out well. All right, go.
I'm a pretty boring person, and recently I've found myself even more bored than ever. So do you guys agree that she's a boring person so far writing a confession online? Do you think
we're confessing to it. We're not going to call it a liar, are we?
Yeah, so, no, we're not going to call it. Yeah. My husband works in finance and seems to travel every other day.
Oh, here we go.
Well, okay, Dave, so where do you think it's going at the moment? Where do you think?
She's going to. So she sees herself as a boring person. She's got a travelling husband every second day. Yeah. Obviously, opportunity for a bit of sexual intercourse is going to come up.
Just a bit of sexual intercourse.
Maybe she's going to film it, and I think it might. She might have filmed it, and there might be a tape of her out there.
Oh,
yeah, I think Gary's business trips are going to reveal themselves as something else as well. But anyway, let's see how it plays out.
My husband works in finance and seems to travel every other day. He's just a busy guy, and I signed up to be the stay-at-home wife.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What is that? Like, you actually have to sign up for that?
Yeah.
If he slips out a form for you to sign that actually entails that, I don't sign it.
Don't sign it.
Just
continue.
It's like if someone says, "Smell this," don't smell it. Like, you just get out of it. Get out there and then.
It was good at first. I used to love painting and always had the girlfriends to catch up with. But recently, we've moved to the city, and it's so big, and it's made me feel like I'm being left behind a little bit. You know what city, Stephen? It's big.
It's big city. It's Sydney. Is it Sydney?
No, she doesn't say Sydney.
Could be anywhere.
Okay, but it's like good research. Like, I moved to the city and turned out it was big.
Yeah. She Googled it. Is the city big?
It was bigger than Dubbo. Like,
bigger than Dubbo.
Bigger than Mudgee.
So it was big.
Any of those towns in the Western Tablelands, heaps bigger.
And she says, if that makes sense as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. We're keeping up.
You guys are both been in the city? Yeah, thanks, Harry.
Yeah, I've been to City heaps.
Yep.
It's
You,
big.
Dave?
It's big. Yeah, it's big.
Oh, you have been.
It's bigger than you might imagine. Go.
I keep seeing my girlfriends posting great photos and updates of them on Facebook, and all I can do is comment, and I truly wish I was there. I love my husband, Philip. I really do. But because he's away so much, it really got me thinking what I should do. All right. So at the moment, Dave, you're thinking there's a bit of hanky-panky going on.
Oh, maybe she even becomes a sex worker.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
Good
and
guess.
she's already said, I'm a boring person.
Yeah.
And it's like going to the big smoke, to the massive big city that she didn't think was so big is going to make her come out of her shell. It's going to go sexual.
You think it's going to go sexual? What if I tell both of you right now, this 100% does not get sexual?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've got to go.
You're going to go? No.
I've actually got to go.
I promise the next one's sexual, Stephen. If you need to masturbate after, the next one is sexual.
I'll do it during.
You do it during. You're such a pro. Bring Wormy out.
Yeah.
A few months ago, hey, you like that? Yeah. That's just one of my jokes. I read that off the auto cue just then.
Good. It's really good.
Thanks so much. A few months ago, I went to the grocery store not too far away. I thought I'd just go there and take my mind off aimlessly walking around. Yeah. That's all she's doing.
Good. Aimlessly.
I stuffed it up.
Aimlessly, yeah.
You pulled me up on it.
Good to have focus.
Because I thought it might have been amorously walking around. We're saying there's nothing sexual. There's nothing.
That would be quite nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
So to make yourself more interesting, so imagine this isn't going sexually at all. To make yourself more interesting in a new big city, which we do know it is, how do you make yourself interesting, Stephen?
She's going to change her name, and she's going to give herself a whole new backstory.
God, you're
she's
smart.
going to she's going to play a character.
Shit,
Here
you're
we go.
good.
All right.
Shit, you're good.
Okay. All right.
I got talking to one of the women who worked there. She looked busy, but I was just desperate to chat. Isn't that the saddest sentence you've ever heard? She looked busy.
You know, that's why the woman looked busy, because if you walk in looking desperate to chat, it's just like, I have got a lot of paperwork here. I need to be doing
I've got so much on. So much on.
Talking to you. Yeah. Okay.
Just unpacking stuff from the fridge and putting it back in.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Are you still here? Oh, good.
Yeah. That's what I did when you guys came in, and I was just filling up the bath toys again.
Okay.
I told her about my two eldest kids, that they had moved overseas, and I was FaceTiming them constantly, but they were too busy to talk to me a whole lot. All right. So everyone's real busy.
Hang on. She's way older than I thought she was.
Yeah. She got two kids
are real.
Overseas.
The kids are real. The kids are real.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, that's true, Dave.
I pictured her way young. I've now got her. She's now in her 50s.
She's in her 50s. Yeah. That's what I'm assuming too. That Harriet's
mid
in
to
her
late
50s.
50s.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. Harriet.
I found her feeling sorry for me, and also probably trying to get away from me a little bit too. At least she admits that, though. She knows.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to admit, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, I've thought it's happening a lot, but I go, nah, surely not with me.
Yeah, not with me.
But it's just you can't feel too sorry for someone whilst you're trying to get away from them. Like usually, you feeling sorry for someone sort of tends to draw you a little bit closer to them and feel a bit more empathy. She is. I don't think she's feeling sorry for it. Just think she's annoying the shit out of her, and she wants out.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop telling me about your kids. I don't care about your kids. I don't know you. I don't know your kids. Stop talking to me about them.
I'm going to serve these people. I'm going to restock this fridge. And that's when it happened. I just blurted it out.
Oh, God.
What do you think she's going to blurt out? Dave, any inkling? What's she going to blurt out?
She's just going to go, the city's pretty big, isn't it?
Something interesting like that. The city's pretty big, isn't it? I just blurted out that things haven't been the same since Philip died.
Oh, no.
Yep.
So she's just created this. That's bad karma.
This narrative that Philip's dead.
Harriet.
Yeah.
Does she kill him? Does she kill him?
She doesn't do that. Not that we know of, Dave. That could be.
This is just a narrative, mate. She's just living out this false narrative.
Yeah. Often with these confessions, they unfold and get,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She asked me if that was my husband, and instantly felt sorry for me, because I think we forgot at the moment that this person does not know her at all. So her just bringing up Philip died. Okay, who's that?
Yeah.
Dog or what's going on?
Yeah, if she said my goldfish, she might. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. She asked me if that was my husband and instantly felt sorry for me. She gave me some groceries for free and told me how much she admired my courage.
Oh no!
Let me just write this down. This sounds like a good way to actually be able to get some free groceries.
You want to get some free milk or something?
Yeah, are you going to use Philip? Are you going to use Philip as well, Steve? When you?
I'll use Philip. Yeah.
Things haven't been the same since Philip died.
My adult kids have moved away. I'm very grey, so people will believe it.
Are you FaceTiming them a lot, Stephen?
Oh,
writing it down
all the time.
Yeah,
as much as possible. All right. Okay.
I had gotten away with it, and it felt incredible. I was making up so many stories in my mind of how I became a widow after poor Philip died in... How would you kill Philip off, Dave?
Oh, in the capsize, boat capsize.
Oh my God. Yeah. Would you do the same?
Yeah,
Stephen?
you know what? All the best lies apparently are based on elements of truth. So I reckon it was like Philip was on a business trip to the wherevers, the Bahamas or something, and his helicopter went down.
Oh, nice.
God, that is okay. Widow after poor Philip died in a plane crash.
Oh,
so close.
That was close.
It was the big three. It was either going to be a boat, a plane, or a helicopter.
And yours was beautiful as well. The way you described that, Stephen. She did not go for any of that. There was no description about Bahamas or anything.
So she didn't say where, like, he wasn't on the business trip when the plane, was he flying the plane?
He probably was. It's probably his plane. He works in finance and he flies planes. It's a great character description. How would that come up with you, Stephen, if you're talking to the person in the grocery store, you're talking about Philip, how do you bring up that he died? Are you crying?
What I do is I put like 8 avocados on the thing, and then she says boop boop, and then the money comes.
She's
up.
She's scanning the avocados.
Yeah, and then you just go. It has never been. Not even avocados are the same since Philip died.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I want them for free. So I feel like now's the time to really pounce on the free avos.
What about a bit of a cheeky onion in the eye just before you turn up to the counter? Just
That's clever, Dave.
Yeah, very suspicious when you present half an onion to scan, mate.
It's been cut in half.
Yeah. If I can just, how much for half an onion?
Do you go on to say how he died, or do you leave it?
You probably just say Philip loved avocados and half onions or something like that.
Right.
Like, even just something like that. Just this reminds me so much of Philip. And you got the tears because of the onion.
Sure,
mate. This is good stuff. That's good. All right.
I just kept adding and adding to the story, and there was no stopping me. I started going to yoga and doing things to keep myself busy. But every time I met new people, I would tell them the same story about how Philip died in a tragic plane crash.
So fucked up. As opposed to all of those sort of more comedic plane crashes that kill people's husbands.
Boing.
The ones on Funniest Home Videos. Sound effects, that's it. And so, so the tragic plane crash. It seems a bit redundant, but I'm going with it.
Just going with it. I just kept it up. Each time I'd go into the same grocery store, I'd have the same chat with the woman, and of course signed up for a few extra delivery services too, at a discounted rate at the supermarket.
Hang on. Who's the woman? Is this just a checkout chick, or is this someone who manages the company?
I think she's gone straight to the top.
Yeah.
How do you... Right, okay, because it seems strange where they go, why are all these free avocados going out on a regular basis to this Harriet woman? And then just checkout chick goes, her husband died in a hilarious plane accident.
Hilarious.
Horrific. Yeah. Plane accident. And so she gets free avocados and half onions from now on.
That's the rule.
Should I have run that past you, boss?
Yeah. And she gets them delivered.
Did I mention the plane crash was horrific? Because that feels
pretty important.
Like this whole list now needs to be free. Anyway, right.
The woman at the grocery store even sent me a hamper with a beautiful card all about grief.
Oh, Harriet's in deep.
Shit.
All about grief as well, Dave. What does that card say, do you think, in that situation? Do you think it just says, sorry to hear about Philip?
Have a little poem.
What's that one? Footprints in the sand or whatever.
They
used to have,
because God walks by you.
Yeah, why did you abandon me? No, those footprints were when I was walking next to you or whatever. So bullshit. Give me free avocados.
Because he carries you during the hard times. Yeah. Philip's carried her through the hard times.
It would be something like that. Yeah, something nice.
I made sure Philip didn't see that. So she hid the card from Philip.
On the rare times that he was home from his business trips.
Times from finance. The girls from yoga have slowly but surely become very close to me. I couldn't stop that. You couldn't stop them getting close to her because she's got a magnetic presence about her. Really?
Yeah, and she's a major hard luck story too. So she's she's in. You're right, Dave. She's in deep.
She's in deep.
She's sitting on a time bomb.
She certainly is. God. Yeah. Really good friends. And now I know I've done the wrong thing.
Oh, now.
But, I feel bad now. But what can I do? I'm really far in. And I wonder if I can either tell the girls that Philip is very much alive or if I can keep up the lie and just continue with it. I am getting a lot of free stuff. Shit. I've really done a doozy here.
Yeah, that's a doozy.
That's a doozy. If you've ever seen one, Dave.
That's a doozy.
Okay, I've got a couple of ideas. My first thought was like, Philip, they're obviously going to run into Philip at some point. You can't hide Philip forever.
Nah.
So they're going to come around to the house, a surprise knock on the door. A man's going to answer, and they're going to go, "Hi, my name's Jenny. I'm from from yoga." And he'll go, of course, I'm Philip. I'm Harriet's husband." And she'll go, "What the fuck?"
No, you're not.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're dead.
Yeah.
So I think
am I seeing ghosts?
Yeah. Wah! And screams and shoots him. But I think to circumvent this, I think is the word I'm looking for here.
Well done. Well played.
That we need to. Harriet needs to approach Philip and say, "Look, I thought we could spice things up by changing your name."
Okay.
And,
so you're saying before this, to preempt this, you're going.
We've got to
make sure that. Yeah. Okay.
When a man, she could say, "Look, she could say to her friends, I've met someone."
Yeah.
And they'll go, "Wow." And they go, "What's his name?" And she goes, "His name is actually Craig."
Great. Okay.
Actually, Philip.
Yeah.
So
when he hasn't died in a plane crash and never will.
And he's got exactly the same face as all of the framed photos of me and that guy that I used to be married to. Like, what are the odds of this? Literally looks exactly the same as Philip.
He's got the same face.
Did she, when the girls came over for like a yoga sesh or whatever, did she remove all of the pictures, all of the frames?
Yeah.
Well, Philip,
I
feel like she's in real deep. Maybe they have never been over there, but if they had, that's a lot of work for free avos.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Do you think that there is
yoga?
But what she's saying? So Harriet thinks that because she lives in such a big city, this is never going to bite her. This is never going to come back.
The city's big.
Basically. City's big.
Has she ever heard the saying, "It's a small world"?
Oh, that's a good saying. Did you make that up?
Big city, small world.
Big city, small world.
So, Dave, do you think that's the only way forward to actually?
I think the only way forward is to go to Philip. Look, Philip, you've been going away, and I just think I'd like to spice things up a little bit. Maybe you could grow a moustache or lose your moustache or just change your appearance completely and change your name.
And your name to Craig.
Yeah.
Would you mind? How much do you love me? That's what you start off. Say, how much do you love me? And he goes, "Are you kidding me, Harriet? Well, heaps. That's why I go on those business trips." He goes, "Why did you do the inverted commas when you said business trips?" He said, no, I go on business all the time. She goes, "You did it again. That's the inverted commas thing. That sounds like you're off on having affairs."
Wow, Harriet.
Yeah.
And if he has been off having an affair, then she can say, "You can make it up to me by changing your fucking name to Craig."
Right.
Why don't they both change their appearance? They could both change it. She could go, "This is a fun sort of thing to spice." The kids have grown up. Yeah. Philip, obviously, we haven't slept together for a long time because you've been away, and I think we could spice it up. I'm going to change my appearance. And she goes, "Tell me what you want. What do you want? Is there anything you'd love to change about me, Phil?" And he goes, "Oh wow, okay." And he goes, "This is a tricky question. I mean, this is not a trap." And she goes, "Not a trap."
No, not at all. He goes, "Okay."
Tell me.
So is implants a bad answer right now? I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird thing. Why are you saying that?
And then he goes, I think we could do a complete sort of makeover of each other, and we'll remarry as different names and different people in the same big city, though, with all my same friends.
Whoa. Sorry, I thought you meant like we could change like your hairstyles and stuff.
No, I'm thinking chin implants.
Chin implants?
Yeah.
Facial reconstruction. Full facial reconstruction.
Full facial reco.
All right. Did you say change our names?
Yes, I did actually, Philip.
Yeah. I just don't know how Mum and Dad are going to go with the whole changing our names.
Just change your name.
Okay. Yep. No. Cool. Let's change our names. Love you,
Stephen. Do you think that's the only way forward as well? Do you think that's the only way to move on? Is there any other way that you think that Harriet can resolve herself of this guilt?
Here's the way to go. The new friends are just these new friends. She obviously doesn't know very well. She's been happy with a lot of them all this time. Keep that lie going on. Keep your free avos. Keep your cheap yoga. Tell Philip, you've been off on your business trips and you've been making money for us, and I love that. I've been off on business trips of my own in the big city, and what my business trips are doing are not so much making us money, saving us the money that you're making on the business trips, and you've got to come to the party. I have been doing this for us. Philip.
Do you get aggressive like that?
Change your fucking name to Craig.
Oh, no.
He always does this. You always get like this, Stephen.
Yeah, Steve-o, I actually thought where you were headed with this is that she tells Philip what she's been doing, that she said her husband's dead. He's just got to play along with the whole dead thing. And for Philip, she might just go, just make sure you're not here when my friends come over. She's just going to play golf. When my friends come over, he'll go, what? Great.
Sweet.
Sure.
That's a done deal. Done deal.
Because I've done it. If it comes up and if someone says, who are you? Just introduce yourself as someone else.
Yeah.
I get free food. You get business trips.
Yeah. And if he goes, I still think it's a bit weird. I think you should come clean to your new friends. She goes, enjoying those avos, are you? Enjoying the avocados? How much
Bring
do
it
you
back
like
to the avocados. Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They look like really tasty avocados, Phil. Are they good? Are they nice? Do you like this felt body I'm getting from my cut price yoga? Yeah, well.
That is so clever. I mean, you've solved Harriet's problem twice. There are some really good options there.
Than we can fix.
I
think she's got way more problems than we can fix. But
would you hang out with Harriet in the big city?
Nah.
Nope. All right.
What do you mean, Steve? She lost her husband. What sort of person are you?
Dave, you've just fallen for the oldest trick in the book, mate. Her husband didn't die, Dave. That's the thing. Oh, Dave, you've been sucked in by Harriet.
No.
Can I just say, you are too trusting. Lawson, you are too trusting. I would say this, there is no city big enough for me and Harriet to be in it together.
Well, do you know what? The next time someone says someone close to them died, I'm going to say, right, show me the body. Let's go dig up the body.
I want to see the body. Even if it was a few years ago, you want to dig it up.
No, what do you mean? Are you serious?
No,
not falling for this again.
Let's see it.
Show me the body.
Before.
Show me the body.
Yeah. Who do you think? Or at the very least, the booklet from the funeral.
Yeah.
The tear-stained booklet from the funeral.
If this was going to be a film, who would be playing Harriet and Phil in the film?
Who's you know that actress she was in? I'm thinking she was in maybe an adaptation with Nicolas Cage, Catherine Keener. Catherine Keener
would make a great Harriet.
Okay.
Yeah. She's kind of mid to late 50s.
Yeah, she's got something sassy about her.
Does she like yoga? That's important.
She can act like she does.
Oh, she's a good actor then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about for Phil?
Who plays a good put upon kind of guy? Oh, who plays Phil Dunphy?
Oh,
I don't know.
In Modern Family.
Is it a comedy?
Well, that's for you guys to decide. You guys are pitching it. Is it a
bit black? It's a bit black, isn't it?
It's
very black.
I think it's a drama with elements of comedy.
What about William H. Macy?
Oh, Bill Macy. You picture him as the put-upon husband in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
With that sort of style of thing, with opposite Yakina. This is casting itself.
So first act, she's lonely. Second act, she makes up the lie, and then she starts to get into it. And we've almost got one of those montages where she's loving it.
An almost montage. I love them.
Yeah. It would be quite nice. It'd be quite nice if in the third act she now has to fashion a way to actually kill Phil,
and because no one can come to the funeral because he's already dead.
He's already dead.
Do you want to call the film Kill Phil?
Kill Phil.
Kill Phil.
Kill Phil, Volume 1.
Yeah.
It's that's writing itself. It would be good because she's obviously covering some pretty dusty tracks. You know what I mean? Like they're pretty crappy tracks.
Yeah.
That she's trying to cover, and I just think she might as well go the whole hog and just Phil
kill
Macy.
him. Who would be the supermarket worker, the manager, the one that's giving away all the free shit? Because that's the first person she comes into contact with.
The sucker. Someone like someone with a good heart, like
What about who was Heath Ledger's ex-wife?
Michelle
Williams.
Michelle Williams.
No. Is that her?
And she's a bit, and you know what? And she's if she's presented as like the checkout chick version, a bit down on her luck.
Yeah,
she's kind of on her uppers, but she's got a heart of gold, and she just thinks, I can't charge this lady for avocados.
Is she the manager? Have we worked that out? Is she the manager of the store, or is she just a simple employee?
She's like a shift manager.
More of the shift. Oh yeah, shift manager. Okay,
yeah.
But is she? Hang on, is she the one who becomes one of the friends with the yoga and the coming around?
Well, she's the one that sends her the grief basket.
Okay, right.
In Act 1.
We're assuming now that they're actually pretty good friends.
Really good friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we solved the problem, and we've also got an amazing film idea on our hands because the next confession, guys, comes from Annabelle. Annabelle confesses. Let's see if there's a film in this one as well.
Oh, God. I hope it's as good as the first one.
I'm a very bitter older woman.
Here we go.
Yeah, we got a movie.
Who absolutely hates my son.
Oh,
God.
What do you
That's
think about
Kathy
that?
Bates. We've got Kathy Bates.
It is Kathy Bates?
So we got,
all right.
Okay, yeah.
All right. What do you think?
Okay.
What do you think? Where do you think this confession is going to go at the moment? Dave, have you got an inkling as to where this confession is going?
Well, she hates her son, and you said, oh, no.
Yeah.
Because you gave us a clue earlier on, said there's sex in the second one.
She fucks
his best mate.
His best mate. 100%. She fucks his best mate.
Are we still going Kathy Bates on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to see that.
Yeah.
Ever since Misery,
you're the
I've wanted to
demographic.
see Kathy Bates fuck her son's best
Fuck her way out. Just fuck her way out of this problem.
Yeah,
I won't get
fuck
into
the pain away.
I won't go into it, but I've never really liked him. So this is talking about the son still.
Sure.
The son.
The son.
Wow.
Does the son have a name yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
He was always a bit of an asshole and given me so much grief over the years. I don't know why.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree in this one.
That's true.
Funny you said Adam because, you know, I gave away his name. I was going to say
his name, Adam?
Funny you said Apple. Yeah, it's Adam.
Adam.
All right. Okay.
I don't know why Adam has always been a bit of an asshole. He just kind of was as a kid and he never grew out of it.
Because he was raised by a fucking evil piece of work.
You think she's evil already?
Anyone who's going to talk about their son like that, because basically from day dot, he was just a bad apple. Adam was a bad apple.
Adam was a bad apple.
Come on, Fred. You don't have any ownership over this, Kathy?
No, she doesn't. She believes she's not. It's Annabelle, but you can call her Beatty.
Annabelle?
Annabelle?
Is it Annabelle?
It's Annabelle.
Annabelle.
It's not Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates. We cannot legally say this is Kathy Bates.
No.
Annabelle and Adam. Okay, all right.
At the age of 23, I finally kicked him out of home and told him he couldn't come back. He would spit at me and hiss and just be generally horrible. So I think he might be a cat.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Okay. Right. He would spit at me.
He would spit
and
he
he
hissed.
From passing car or like on the way
just
out the door? Or...
I think just outside the door. How do you do it, Dave? Sorry, how do you do it, Dave?
Wow. Okay.
Like what Dave's doing.
So she's gone, Adam, look, I know you're 23 now. You thought of maybe there might be time to get move it.
Yeah. Oh, was that the hiss? That was nice. Yeah. I don't think she'd say it like that, though, because I think she is quite a mean person, isn't she?
Right. How would she say it, Steve? Steve, one of the greatest actors we've ever seen.
Oh, my God. She go, hey, Adam, and he goes, don't you spit at me? And he goes, and then she say, Adam, you little weirdo. He goes, who taught me how to do it, Mum? You dickhead.
Oh, my God.
And he slammed the door.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. Actor Stephen Curry, how would you play Annabelle? How do you think she is? Is she mean?
She's bitter. Her first thing she said was she's always been a bitter person.
Yeah, bitter woman.
A bitter woman. So it's like, why don't you? You're 23. Why don't you just fuck off and find somewhere else to live, Adam? What do you reckon?
That's quite good.
It turns into David Field. Maybe David Field could play it.
Okay. So, to get back at him, I've been having sex with his friends. So you guys guess that.
All
David,
his friends.
All his friends.
Come on.
All his friends.
How many's he got? I don't think a guy like Adam's going to have many.
You don't think Adam's got many? Oh, because he's hissing at people non-stop.
He's a hisser. Yeah, guys,
he's a
here's the thing. It's the old adage. Guys who hiss and spit at you don't tend to have heaps of mates.
That's true.
Yeah.
I have heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on a T-shirt.
One by one, I've been having sex with them. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is far too much to get back at someone. Is that what you guys were thinking?
Yeah, it's...
it doesn't even scrape the top of the iceberg on what I'm thinking about, Annabelle. But yes, I agree.
Yes, you agree.
Do you reckon do you reckon one friend's told another friend and they just call her up and go, "Hey, Annabelle, I'm Adam's best mate," and she goes, "What? Another one?
I will fuck the shit out of you because of that."
All right,
like,
I'll come round.
The guys they bring up, they just go, "Did you hear about Annabelle?" Yeah. She puts that. Yeah.
Call her up for a root.
Just and it's like open sesame. The open sesame is I'm a mate of Adam's.
Yeah. And you know what boys are like. You guys both know what boys are like.
I know what boys want.
Oh, mate, once the word gets round, and then they turn up to Annabelle's house, and she goes, "Why you already wearing? You've already got a condom on." I go, "Oh yeah, isn't that what we do?"
Just wearing a condom. But it's so exhilarating.
It's the one that Gary wore over yesterday.
Just washed it out.
Just recycling, keeping it going.
Well,
did I mention I'm a friend of Adam's?
Hi, I'm a friend of Adam's. That's fun.
Come on in. All right, keep going.
But it's so exhilarating. I've always kept myself fairly trim, and now I'm even.
Yuck!
I know.
You got to. So you've been only upset so far by the word trim.
Oh no! Sorry, I think I got. She means like svelte.
Svelte.
Yeah, I think
she's working out. She's working out.
Yeah.
I thought she meant she's been sculpting downstairs.
Doing like a.
I don't think she's been sculpting.
Keeping myself. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's what I thought. I had an image of her talking to the boys about saying, "Do you like how much?"
Yeah, it's a love heart. It's in the shape of a love heart.
It's a love heart. It's a little.
It just says Adam.
Love heart.
Yeah.
It just. It's just in the shape of an apple. All right, go.
I've always kept myself fairly trim, and now I'm even more inspired to keep my body in working order to fuck as many of his friends as possible. So working order. Keep that body in working order. I've made a little list, and one by one have added them on Facebook and struck up general conversation. So just come through Facebook just straight away.
She's a predator.
Doesn't have their numbers. Just add them on Facebook.
Okay.
DM.
So this is the preamble. This is the foreplay.
She's grooming them.
She's grooming them.
She meets them on Facebook and groom. Wow.
Yeah. They've been lovely. And once I find a way in, I ask them if they would like to see my pussy.
Oh, straight to it.
Straight to it.
On Facebook?
On Facebook.
Steve doesn't have Facebook. Actually, I don't either. So I'm sure there's a way to do a private message.
Yeah, that also happens every day. Yeah, every private message starts with that. Would you like to see my pussy?
My pussy.
Yeah.
My pussy. It's like, I always keep myself trim. Now, would you like to see my pussy? Yuck. That's disgusting.
Of course.
That is disgusting.
Of course they agree.
Yes, it's just inside my panties. It's like, nah, bad.
I'm really very moist.
Bad.
And,
that's what you've been
saying. Was that Stephen?
What does that mean? Oh, we're home educating. Sorry, we're home educating today. And schools has come on. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's gone.
Do you need to take a call?
No.
Do you want me to bleep out?
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Maybe.
I completely forgot that this wasn't just the three of us having a chat.
Hey, hang on. Just while we're taking this quick break, can I just check that I can smell smoke? Can I just go and check that's okay?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh,
Hang on.
okay.
You need the stethoscope.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Do
shivers.
you want to sit in silence, or do you want to?
No, mate. Let's keep talking. Let's keep talking.
How? Because I do worry that. Oh, he's back. That was very quick.
He's back. He's back.
Right. God. Hey.
Okay.
Hey, Dave Lawson. Have you, by the way, just as a side note, have you heard Stephen Curry's voicemail?
Yeah.
God, do you
He's
love
heard
it?
every one for the last 20 years, mate.
Well, they're great. They change all the time, so it's worth calling him every day just to see if it's changed.
Yeah, this one's a bit old.
Minute long.
The one that Sammy reminded me of has been there for some months. I'll be honest.
Some months.
It's still good. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Annabelle's trimmed pussy.
Pussy. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah. What a professional podcast this is.
Yuck. All right, go.
Okay, of course they agree, and it doesn't take me too long to be sending the photos or telling them to get their asses into gear and come and spank my ass.
Fuck off. You can't. Again, let's just break down the writing there too. You can't just have asses and ass in the same sentence unless you accentuate. Is there an underline under my? Or
no, there's not.
On my, like, is it?
She's. I mean, we're not.
You don't like the writing.
It's not Shakespeare here, mate. She's not.
No,
clearly not. Isn't. Clearly not. You were hoping for Shakespeare.
Yeah.
The first time was.
Hang on. How would Shakespeare write a message to friends asking if they want to see the pussy?
Yes. Cometh over to my gaff and cometh in my pussy or something like that. Thine. Place thine sheath betwixt my fucking legs and fuck me hard. Something like that. Like
something classy like that.
Yeah.
The first time was with one of Adam's best mates, Roy. He rode over, and with him he rode over on his steed.
23.
He rode over on his BMX, thinking, "I want to get my ass into gear. I'm going to slap that ass."
He rode over, and within minutes, I had his throbbing dick inside of me.
Oh,
yay! Yeah. You two are very different people because Dave's almost about to vomit, and you're saying yay.
I'm saying yay very sardonically because that's disgusting. She's making me sick. Yeah. She's making me ill.
Yeah.
He was just going crazy.
Going crazy in there?
In the puss.
What? Banging it from side to side?
Banging it from side. You know the score, Dave. Banging it to side to side.
I don't reckon Adam's as old as she's making out because this kid who rode over on his BMX has not done this before. Roy has not done this before.
Roy doesn't sound like he has done it.
It went crazy in there. Just went crazy in there.
Shaking it around and then just trying to get it in and just... Roy.
What do you do with it?
Roy is 15.
It's like a fire hose. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, that's against the law, you know?
Do you reckon
that is actually, Dave. That is against the law.
Do you reckon he popped a mono as he got it through the front gate and just did a little
skid?
He was so excited. He wanted to impress her with a skid.
Threw his bike down.
Do you remember the skid that was like the side skid and you sort of jumped off your bike in the same move?
Yeah.
As the bike was settling, you just started running up.
Does the bike keep going? Or do you hold on to the bike in that situation?
No, the bike sort of slides into just onto its side and you just sort of keep going and hope you don't trip over.
Did you hit the stand down with your foot?
Yeah, well, if it's upright.
Down.
But if it's down, it's done because you're ready to tap the ass.
Yeah.
Throw the bike down
over there on your.
You've done this before, Steve. I can tell.
A lot. I've ridden my mongoose over to many friends' mothers' houses. I'll tell you.
Just go nuts in there.
So hang on. He's going what? He's going crazy.
In there.
Okay. This is one of the weirdest sentences I've ever read in a confession. He was just going crazy in there, and I just left him to it.
Where did you go? What? How
just
far
leaves her pussy.
What are you?
My gosh.
Just left him to it.
I went and did the dishes. I did the vacuuming. I did some dusting. I came back, and he was still going crazy.
It's just like a puppy dog, just hanging on to it, just won't let go. And yeah,
he was just going crazy in there, and I just left him to it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it so much, but with each dick, I
do.
enjoyed it more and more.
What?
I was fucking my way through my son's best friends, and I had no regrets at all. That was until Adam came back home the other day to make amends. He told me that he was sorry for being a little prick, and now I feel like I've gone too far. Sad thing is, I don't think there's a way back, and don't know how long it'll be before 6 or so of his friends come clean to him and say that he had sex with his sexy mommy. Oh, fucking hell.
It's American.
American. That had sex with his sexy mommy. Oh, fucking hell. I've really fucked things up now. God, what do you do, boys? In this situation, what do you do? What do you do?
Adam, she's gonna have to offer up all of her friends to Adam.
Yeah.
I think that's
Even the
only
score.
way to go.
Yeah.
Or set a trap so Adam sleeps with her friends. So she's going to have to say to her friends and say, look, I've done this.
Yeah.
Can you please, as a favor, would you fuck Adam?
As a favor, would you fuck Adam? Yeah, as a favor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
favor to me.
All of her friends into honey traps? No, she's turning Adam into a honey trap.
Well, she's going to have to bait Adam with her friends. She's going to have to... Her friends are going to have to...
Do you think Annabelle has friends?
Very good question.
It's hard to know. It is hard to know. You don't think she does at all, Stephen?
If she has friends, I don't think they're the kind of people that Adam's going to want to bone.
Right.
Despite how trim they keep themselves.
Yeah.
Or how happy they are for him to just go crazy in there while they go off and do the dusting.
I think she's...
Yeah, sorry.
Who knows? Maybe Adam will respect this and go, shit, Mum, I didn't know you're so cool.
Yeah. If he's just kisses, who knows?
And all of my mates told me that you were the best and only fuck they've ever had.
Wow. Imagine that. What praise to come from Adam's friends.
Mum. Yeah, best and only.
So, do you think in this situation that she needs to come clean and tell her son what's going on, tell lovely Adam, or do you think she just leaves it until the friends come forward?
Look, I always think honesty is the best policy a lot of the times.
Yeah.
To sit him down, she'd sit him down and go, now, Adam, I need to tell you something. Is that how she talks?
Yeah, it's how she talks. That is confirmed.
Honey bunny, I got to tell you something.
I got something to come clean about.
You know how Mama's got a nice trim one down there?
Nice trim pussy. But you came out of that thing, so you know. You know how trim that is.
Fucking hell.
Spend 9 months trying to get out and the rest of your life trying to get back in, honey bunny.
See, kids love talk like that. Kids love to hear from their mum in that way. They do. That's just a fact. You can look that up.
Especially when they're from Adelaide. I just like to think they're actually from Adelaide. But anyway, but hang on. But whoa. He's coming back to make amends, right?
Yeah.
But he knows that she is an evil mother. Like she's treated him really, really, really badly.
Really badly.
No, you jumped to that assumed.
Well,
because she hated him from birth.
She hated him from birth. What did he do? Did he hurt her trim pussy on the way out? Was that like what?
Maybe we don't know.
He was no days old. Sorry.
Yeah,
maybe he might have been breech or something.
Yeah,
right.
And he's just been an asshole. He's been hissing at her. He's been swearing at her. We don't know anything more than that, but that seems like what he's been doing to beautiful, beautiful Annabelle. So do you think is there a way? It might be just a circuit break. It might be just a circuit breaker they needed for their relationship. Like if it's hissing and it's spitting and all that sort of stuff all over her trim pussy beforehand.
Safe.
No, if it's that, and then maybe this is just the thing where it just goes, I've made amends. And he goes, what have you done? What have you done, Mom?
Yeah.
She says, I fucked every one of your friends, including Roy, my little Roy boy.
A little Roy boy.
Right, Kyle. Yeah. And he might just go, and he'll shape up to hiss, and he'll go,
Okay.
You go, Mom, that's actually the nicest thing you've ever done to me. Fucking every single one of my friends.
That's not a bad idea. If she frames it like almost like a misunderstanding, like she thinks she was doing the right thing, and she go and he'll go, "What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I just told you I fucked every single one of your friends to try and make things right."
Yeah, I want to make things right.
Adam,
I'm a good person. Yeah, I'm a good person.
Do you know what, Adam? Last time I do a favor for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't appreciate the effort I put in, yeah. Do you see how clean this house is? I did this whilst they were going crazy in my pussy. I dusted. I vacuumed. I mopped, for fuck's sake, while Roy was just wiggling his little wanger inside my trim fucking puss.
Well, that is truly the only way forward. I love you. It's a nice way to end.
I love you, Adam. I love you, Adam.
Just Roy not letting go. I just love the idea of Roy just not letting go.
In fact, Roy's still in there. Still in there. Roy's still in her pussy when Adam comes over, and he did not notice. He goes, Roy, what the fuck are you doing, man? It's like, I'm going crazy in here, man. I'm going fucking crazy in here. Can't get out.
What are you going to say? Sorry, Dave?
No, I'm just thinking we want to talk about who's going to, act in this movie.
Are you still going Kathy Bates?
No, I'm pretty sure you could find this movie on the webs.
On the webs.
Yeah. All you're gonna have to like is like, Mom, let's friends wiggle around in her.
Yeah, go crazy inside of her.
Is that a category? That's a category.
Yeah, that's a whole category. That's a whole website.
Yeah, Mom's Revenge.
Yeah, it's like 35,000 videos of guys going crazy inside mates' moms while they do the housework. It's a long category, but it's very long videos as well.
I'm sure it exists.
Yeah, and there's something out there for everybody, isn't there?
There is. At the end of the day, everyone's different. Everyone needs a kink.
Yeah. If that's your kink, it's so bad.
So bad. Who am I to judge? So at the end of that, guys, are you completely going away from Kathy Bates in this? If you had to pick the mum of choice to play in this film, would you go with someone unexpected, or do you think that you would go with someone who you've seen do a similar performance?
Well, I'd like Jonah Hill to play Adam.
Great.
Yeah. And do you know the actress Alison Janney?
No.
Yeah, great.
Okay, I'll look it up.
So Alison Janney, she was in American Beauty, which is one of the most polarizing films of the last 20 years, of course. But she played like a crazy sort of spaced out mum who would always apologize about her house being really messy, even though it was like super, super clean. Yeah. But she does really good, unhinged, kind of barely there people, and she'd be a ripper.
Oh, great!
I think she'd be really good.
Do you think you want to like Annabelle? Do you think you want to have a
bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, she's got to have some sort of charm.
No, you're saying no, Steve, straight away.
I mean, to get Roy et al. Into the sack, hot off their mongoose, she's got to have something, I guess. But I think it's an affectation of charm. I think she's a sociopath.
Yeah, that is for sure. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's a great casting choice. Out of these two films, which one would you want to make more, do you think?
I actually want to see the first one.
Yeah. Kill Phil.
Yeah.
Kill Phil.
Yeah.
Well, the first one has a chance to make it to the Nova.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Dave. The second one we can get for free on RedTube.
Yeah. So if we're going for the applause and the critics' choice, we're going to go with the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commercial
or whatever
masses.
But if we want people to actually watch it, we'll just make the porno second one.
It's easier. Porno's just easier.
Is it called RedTube, Dave? I don't know. It's one of those pornographic sites.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
What's your browser history?
Oh, how do you erase that, Sammy? Can you tell me how to erase
I'll show you straight after this. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on the first ever three-way I shouldn't call it that. I'm thinking in my mind of that YouPorn channel. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the very first YouPorn. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, guys. It was great to have you on. Dave Lawson, you are on the social media, so people can find you on Instagram and on Twitter. The D-Bag on Instagram and Twitter, Dave W. Lawson. What about Dave Shed Show? How can people find that?
Just type in Dave Shed Show into YouTube or Google.
.com.
Very much.
.com. Put videos.
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
Yeah. What about you, Stephen?
You can find me on Hotmail and Big Pond.
You're on there, Big Pond and RedTube.com.
And Red. You can find me on RedTube on a daily basis.
Yeah. Well, Stephen Curry, thank you so much for coming on the podcast once again.
See you, mate.
Amazing.
Thank you, Dave Lawson. Thank you.
See you, mate. See you, Steve.
I love that. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, see you, mate. It's like he was going to thank you.
Yeah, I was going to thank you as well. You didn't have to cut me off like that. Yeah. Do you want me to thank you now? I can thank you now if you want, or do you want to just leave it?
Nah, I don't feel I deserve it anymore.
Okay. All right. See ya.
He's gone. He's out.
Bye.
See you, mate.